Welcome back to Pebble Beach and the art of design, a beautiful landscape here in Pebble Beach, California, as top golfers compete for the U.S. Open title. But what goes into planning the most famous courses in the country? Here now is the man responsible for some of the most expensive and fabulous layouts in history, Tom Fazio, golf course architect and founder of Fazio Design. Before I ask you the first question, I want to tell people what they're looking at behind us. Brooks Koepka is practicing right behind me, and of course he has won here the past 2 years, so he is very much one to watch. We'll let our viewers look at that while we talk. Tom, thank you so much for joining us. When people talking about the U.S. Open, they say it's changed a little bit. Tiger Woods in particular said it used to be about very long, narrow fairways, just very straightforward but very tough, and now they've gotten kind of trickier with it. What do you think of the way they lay out the course here?
Well, I think, it's all golfers are entitled to their opinion, and that controversy has been going on for years and years. So I'm kind of used to it, being in the golf business for many decades. But I think it certainly creates some excitement and variety for the golfers that it's not the same all the time. So I think you can look at that side of the equation and think it just gives us more opportunity for more variety.
Yeah, you're being very modest. You're probably the most famous golf course designer in the world. You designed one of my favorite golf courses of all time, Hudson National in Croton on the Hudson in New York. What has changed in the time that you've been doing it? What are some of the big differences that you've noticed?
I think certainly for me, since I've been doing it for a long time, as I said, many decades. I don't go by years anymore, I go by decades. The thing that's changed the most is the expectation level. The day one, when people come to see a new golf course, they kind of rank it or judge it by some of the best things they've ever seen. So that's probably the biggest change for me since I started in my career.
Has technology made a big difference? Because obviously you've seen technology change a lot. When it comes to clubs and the way players do everything else, technology has taken a big role. What about for design?
Well, very much so in the design with technology. As these wonderful photographs the viewers are seeing of Hudson National, that golf course is about 20 to 25 years old. And since then, there are many different underground things that are done. It's kind of like taking your cell phone and seeing, doesn't it look like the same phone we had 10, 15 years ago, which obviously it's not. So under the ground is where the major changes occurred in technology and able to get the conditioning of the golf course smooth, level, and better turf conditions. That's where the biggest changes have occurred.
As somebody who really has put together the golf courses that take your breath away, what is it like when you watch players go out and tackle something that you've designed? What does that feel like?
Well, it's kind of fun to see. For example, Brooks Koepka and Tiger Woods, when they play golf, they don't play the way we play. What an interesting thing in watching some of the U.S. Open today on Fox and some of the earlier rounds of Ricky Fowler, they shoot 4 and 5 under par. Well, actually, for the most of us regular golfers, they are so good and so different. It's a different game. So I love seeing that being tested. I love seeing low scores by the best players. Because just think, if they didn't, how could the rest of us play golf? So it's very important. If the best players in the world are not shooting low scores, just imagine we'd have no fun at all playing golf.
Tom Fazio, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.